When someone asks me, Jim, what have you been doing since you left Wall Street? I usually say, I'm a writer. In fact, I've written 7 books. One of them, Cowboy Ethics, was a bestseller. But what I really am is a storyteller. The story I want to tell today is about my fear of aging and what I did about it, and the hope it may encourage and even inspire others to embrace their later years as a time of new possibilities and maybe even adventure. When I turned 70, I was convinced my best days were behind me. I had the awful feeling that in the years ahead, my life would be all downhill. One thing was certain, I was a physical wreck. Overweight, low energy, and plagued by horrible chronic back pain. Fast forward, and this is me at 84, after winning 10 gold medals in fitness events at the California Senior Games. At the medal ceremony, someone called out, "That was incredible. How on earth did you do it?" I replied, "A lot of preparation, a lot of perspiration." But my journey from couch potato to the podium would never have happened had I not discovered the virtuous circle. You may have heard the phrase, a vicious cycle. When things are in a downward spiral and one bad thing leads to another, often it's caused by a poor decision. The exact opposite is a virtuous circle. The idea, if you make one good decision, it will lead to more good decisions in a circle of continuing improvements. My goal since the start of my transformation 15 years ago has been to make my later years the best they can be. Discovering the virtuous circle put me on that path and has kept me moving forward. Full disclosure, I'm not a doctor, and believe me, I don't have a PhD in gerontology. I'm just an ordinary guy who years ago adopted the philosophy, if it's going to be, it's up to me. Here are the 5 decisions that absolutely changed my life. It all started with getting geezer fit. So I was physically capable of the things I needed and wanted to do in my day-to-day life. It's not about building big muscles or looking good in a bathing suit. It's about being able to play with your grandchildren, take that bucket list trip, move around freely, and keep living in your own home. On one thing, the experts can agree. Exercise is the closest thing we have to a magic bullet against aging. It's also the first line of defense against the leading causes of death and disability in older adults, including heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and Alzheimer's. 95% of American adults over 60 have at least one chronic condition, and nearly 80% have 2 or more. Behind those statistics is a silent killer: too much sitting. Our bodies are meant to move, yet far too many of us sit for 10, 12, even more hours every single day. It's no wonder that with age, we get weaker, stiffer, and suffer from nagging aches and pains, not to mention arthritis. How do we change that picture? For starters, Forget the notion that it's too late to get more fit or that it doesn't matter. After following 200,000 men for decades, the Harvard Alumni Study found that those who exercised regularly lived an average of almost 7 years longer. For many people, the biggest challenge is getting off the couch, especially if they haven't exercised in years. My suggestion, go for a walk 4 or 5 times a week. The important thing is getting into the exercise habit. Keep it up and you'll find that the more you do, the more you can do. You'll be surprised how much better you feel after just a few weeks.